Okay, so we are going to do something mildly more complicated than the last one, just showing how to add up columns of numbers, how to work with percentages for working out fees, that kind of thing. So if we start off by having a new spreadsheet, we've opened up here, a new workbook. Let's make it a bit bigger so we can see what's going on for my old decrepit eyes. So if you click on the bottom right of the screen down here, you see a little percentage plus and minus, so you can zoom in and out of the sheet just to see what's going on. So what we said last time was this cell is A1, this cell, for example, is C1, this cell is E6. So, for example, if we were to say that we had a house for sale, let's call the reference A13325. What I used to do was I'd have a separate folder in what was Google Drive, and it's now OneDrive for each house. And then within that folder, I'd keep spreadsheets for offers and all the documents pertaining to that house. Obviously, do what you like. So if we say that this house is on the market at a net vendor price of, again, make the columns wider by just waiting until it turns into two arrows with a line, and you can drag it back and forth. That says a net vendor price of €120,000. Now, what you can do is you can do what's called formatting. So you can make these numbers look a bit prettier if you wanted to send them to someone or just for your own kind of benefit. If you right click on that number and then select number format, you can, for example, put that in euros. Say it's 120,000 euros. You put any currency you want, let's say euros. We don't want any decimal places because it just gets too complicated. And there you go. So that's that. Then you want your agency fee. 120,000 euros will be 9%, I think, off the top of my head. So what you can say is, you can use it just like a calculator. You can say plus 120,000 multiplied by 0.09 gives you 10,800. So those are your fees. Again, format the number, currency, not okay. The other way of doing it, which is a bit more smart, instead of just using it like a calculator, is you say in this cell here, let's delete that, in this cell here, I want it to calculate whatever that net vendor figure is in B3 and multiply it by 9%. So all you say is plus B3, select it for you, multiply by 0.09. That becomes 10,800. The other way of doing it is, instead of saying plus and then typing in, you go plus, and then you actually physically select the cell that you want to multiply 0.09 by. So you go, that cell, multiply 0.09, that gives you the fee. So then your total cost is, again, you can either use a calculator, you can say plus 120,000 plus 10,800 gives you 130,800. Again, format the cell if you want to make it look a bit neater. Not okay. I mean, a quick way is to just format an entire column. If you select a column by selecting the letter at the top and then right-clicking, you can select number format and format the entire column at once. But anyway, I digress as usual. So there you go. So that's that. Now, what that means is if you change that number to 110,000, it changes the fees to 9,900, but it doesn't change the total cost because you've put that in as a calculation of adding two numbers. So to make that a number that changes as you change the numbers, you need to make that what's called a formula or a sum. So you would say in that cell I want it to be the total of net vendor plus agency fee. So you go plus net vendor plus agency fee, enter. Now when you change that, it changes the agency fee and it changes the total cost automatically. Hurrah! Now then, if you want to get a bit more clever, what you then say is, let's insert a row here. Now to insert a row, you click on the row number, right click, and then say insert row. Let's say agency fee percentage. Agency fee percentage. So here we will put whatever the fee you want to put in. So in this instance it's 0.09, so you go 0.09. Now that's formatting as a currency because it thinks that you've added another row with a currency in, so you have to change the formatting on that. Click on number format, say percentage. So you want 2 decimal places. Say OK. So it's not 900, it's 0.09. So that gives you 9%. So what you can then now say, at the moment you've got your agency fee here is working itself out by going whatever's in the net vendor multiplied by 0.09. What you can now say is whatever's in the net vendor multiplied by the agency fee. Now it comes to the same thing, and you're thinking to yourself, well, what's the use of that? So what that then means is that if you, God forbid, wanted to change the agency fee to negotiate down to get the deal done, if you change that to 8.5%, 8.5, just type it straight in there, it will work out new agency fee and the new total cost for you. So that's all good. So if we leave that at 9%, we can say that is mandate. So that's what we've got currently in the system. To make that neater, format that cell so it's on the right side. So line text right there. Okay. Then say for example, Mr. Joe Bloggs comes in and makes an offer. So you've got Bloggs offer. Again, make that a little bit wider. He offers, let's make that one a little narrower so you can see what's going on. What you can then do is you can then copy all these across, so you keep all the same formulas and all the same information. You go by just selecting the top cell, left click, and then dragging down so you've got all 4 of them selected. Right clicking, going copy, going there. Right clicking, going paste. That first one there. Okay, so Mr. Bloggs makes his offer. He has made an offer of £103,000. Now at 9%, that takes our fees down to 9,270 and the total down to 112,270. So that all works out automatically. So what you can then do is you can say, all right, well, how much is that different to the price we put it on the market for? So you say in this cell, at the moment we had it on for 120 minus his offer 103 means he's dropped the price by 17,000 euros. So what you might say, but what that then means is you can say, all right, how much is that as a percentage of the mandated price? So you can go back to the vendor and say, he's dropped the price by X percentage. It's not as bad as it looks. So you would then say in this cell, plus whatever he's dropped the price by, divided by whatever the original price was. Again, you have to format that because it thinks it's a currency. You just turn that into a normal number. Well, turn it into a percentage. You go percentage, 2 places. So he's dropped that price by 14%. I hope that makes sense. That's just kind of like a brief intro on how to do brief, easy adding up and using percentages. I think that'll do for the time being.